Breaking Bad will make you mad. One of the saddest series I have ever seen, but it's very, very sound. The characters go through major development through the series of Breaking Bad. You will see the main character go from one kind of person to another by the end of even the last episode. In the last few seconds, even of the very last episode of Breaking Bad, you will not know what hits you until it hits him. It hits him, and then it hits you. What you've been watching the whole time was the transformation of a character who cares so much for his family that he is willing to do anything to take care of his family, including sacrificing himself and his reputation of how his family sees him and how his friends and the whole world sees him. And he's willing to sacrifice it all, to give it all up. Is that what you're willing to do for your family? Are you willing to give up things when the going gets tough? With the go, we'll keep on going. With the tough gets going, you know, no pain, no gain, they say. But how much pain are you willing to tolerate? The other main character, besides Walter, his name Walter, and I was thinking about Friends. His name is Walter. This other guy is Walter too. Two main characters from two different shows. That is one main character per show. Then you have Jesse Pinkman, and his character is harder to define, and without giving you too many spoilers or any spoilers at all, I just have to say that it starts out you see some kind of junkie pothead man who takes drugs and maybe some pot or marijuana, and it's, what do you call it? Stuff that they're making, and it's like worse. Oh, it's cocaine, I think. And that's the kind of person that Jesse Pinkman is. Jesse Pinkman. He parties and takes drugs and he's a drug dealer and those kinds of things, and that's what you see in the first season. And as the season goes on, he's still pretty much the same person, but then he starts to lose it. He starts to lose his mind. And in the last few minutes of the last episode, I'm not exactly sure what kind of person you see in that character, Jesse Pinkman. Then you also have Walter's wife. She does character development too. She starts out as this typical wife who has two kids, a teenage boy and a new daughter that they have, a new baby girl. Walter and his wife, they have two kids, and one is handicapped and the other one is a baby. And she's okay at first, but then she starts to learn Walter's secrets, and then she doesn't know what to do, and then she drowns herself in, but then Walter saves her. And then she begins to deal with it, but then later on people begin to find out who Walter really is, and then things start to get worse. And then you have Walter's wife's sister. So the wife's sister is married to a cop, a DA. That's a, what do you call it, defense attorney. And so this guy, he is trying to figure out who this Eisenberg is, who's making this white crystal mess, who's making this that is like at a 96% purity state, purity level, 96%. And he spends all 5 seasons trying to figure out who Eisenberg is, and then he finds out, oh, it's his brother-in-law, it's his wife's sister's husband. and he loses it before he loses it all. That's a spoiler alert. I'm sorry. I must have told you something that you don't want to know if you don't want to know it, but that's what I do. I give you spoilers because I want you to be spoiled. Because if you're not spoiled, then you're not spoiled, and that's not good because then you're missing out on life, and life has more to offer. You should not be afraid of doing things. And that's what Walter learned. That's what Walter learned in his 5 seasons in this Breaking Bad show. I recommend that you watch this again or for the first time. See Walter White. That's his last name, White. WW. WW. Remember WW. It comes up a few times. His initials. It's very interesting because I like the science behind it, and he talks about different science about like how to kill people or how to kill meth, and not to kill meth, but how to make meth, and how to do certain things with science, and I like that. Like you see science, and you see people talk about science in other shows like CSI and Law and Order and Numbers and Criminal Minds. Maybe not so much in Criminal Minds, but Elementary and uh, Hannibal the Cannibal, Hannibal, and just different shows. They are like Bones. They talk about science and they use it to solve crimes, and including Dexter a little. And Dexter is a lot more positive than Breaking Bad. But Breaking Bad has a more dedicated focus on the characters. So it has less characters to focus on, and it seems to get more in depth. It gets more in depth with the character. It gets more in depth with the characters, which turns out to be more sad at times, but worth it. Breaking Bad will make you happy. Probably make you a little happy, and then it would drive you crazy. At the last few minutes, I was crying for what was happening. And I don't really know how I should end these kinds of videos without just, going and getting a better camcorder and, you know, writing a script for myself so I know what to say, and then that would be a whole lot better. And then also making myself look better, taking out my beard or growing some hair, wearing a tie, that'd be great too. Appearances, special effects, knowing what to say with the lines, having a script. But then also, besides those things, I don't exactly know if I should spoil people when I make these videos. Should I talk about everything? Or should I be like, oh no, I'm not going to talk about it, it's spoil free. Don't really know. What do you think? Let me know. Write it in the comments below. And subscribe. Subscribe. You can write it in the comments below, or give me video comments, or email me, or talk to me on Facebook. My email and my Facebook is originaloatmeal@gmail.com. That's originaloatmeal@gmail.com. Originaloatmeal at gmail.com.